Chapter 12. Goodbye Comrade. Goodbye Ally. Welcome back to Let's Play The Sword of Etheria. We are now out of the playroom and back in Volcano Land with absolute resolve of what we're actually supposed to be doing. Which is good, because now the game can actually get started. Since now we know what we're doing and we're not running around blind anymore, and we actually have our absolute goal, we can now go back and fight the Fire God. Because, if you remember, he's still alive. We just kind of bruised him, apparently. But that means another stage going through the volcano area. This is the last stage. Of course. Well, not the last stage of the game, but this is the last stage of the volcano area. After this, it's pretty much go to the next stage, fight a bad guy, and there's surprisingly far less text boxes. There's not a lot of text boxes at the start of each chapter anymore, surprisingly, starting with this chapter. Well, we don't have a lot of the story left to go, so yeah. This game can be pretty short. However, it doesn't mean that, well, the stages are long still. They do get still pretty long. About 15... I think they get about a maximum of 15 minutes each. I'm getting my butt kicked. Yeah. There we go. Now the thing about this volcano area is that sometimes there can be spurts of hot steam and lava coming out of the ground where you least expect it. Most of the time it's not actually going to happen, and, I can go this way. Oh, this way. Okay. This way's perfect. Now, in terms of being in Chapter 12, technically you're supposed to have, at this point, 11 fragments of intelligence. And you get the 12th one in this chapter. I'm definitely not showing off getting all of the fragments. Because, well, they're not really important. You can probably look it up. This game isn't so unknown as a lot of other games where there are no walkthroughs for this. There are walkthroughs. They do tell you where locations are for fragments of intelligence. There are some sort of strategy. So, in terms of finding the other fragments, not really my place to say. Oh yeah, and enemies can now lock on to you, which is a bit of a pain. And it's also something I don't get. Like, why wouldn't they be able to do it beforehand instead of flailing wildly at you? Yeah, well, I guess it's more examples of how they're still making new enemies for us to fight. Because now they shoot stuff at us, giving us a lock-on reticle in order to dodge. Oh, there we go. Still love the Lancers, and what is this, 4 minutes? Yeah, 4 minutes in to this day, 5 minutes into the episode, and, well, I've already died once. That's great. I think it's this stage, this chapter, where there is, after the stage, there's one of the longest cutscenes, where it's actually split into two. It's not the longest, I do have to say. Because, of course, there is, well, the ending. Or endings, I should say. This being a Konami game there, and being ranks, the ranks aren't just for personal evaluation. The ranks actually have to do something with the endings that you get. And also the rewards you get at the end of the game. Depending on your rank, you get like certain bonuses, and depending on what you do throughout the story mode, you get certain bonuses. I'm only looking for a couple of bonuses, not all of them. Because some of the bonuses include clothing changes. Not really interested in clothing changes because they have served no purpose whatsoever other than looking stylish. But there is one item that I'm looking for in particular. And hopefully I did it correctly, because it has to do with the rank you get at the end of the game, and also how you responded in terms of like the affection points that you give to either Amira or Leon. Hopefully I did that right, because, well, it's a great reward. It's probably my favorite part in the entire game, is getting that reward. And those will be a couple of videos that, well, I'll have a lot of fun with. Now, I guess that, well, this game is from Konami, of course. That... Dead again! Oh, Juju's dead again, too. Or first, I don't know. Yeah, or first time. This is gonna be fantastic when I reach the boss. And of course I'm in the fire area again, and pretty much I've said it already who the boss is. It's not really a big shocker. But like I was saying with Konami, this game being made by Konami, guess what's actually in it in terms of, I can't believe I'm mentioning this, but cheat codes. It's weird how they do cheat codes in this game. It's not technically cheating, but like, it's not cheating as it is controlled cheating, I suppose. But in terms of every Konami game, there is always the Konami code, if you know what that is. Ever since, like, well, like, I guess the earliest Konami game, because I'm so not well versed in Konami, was Contra. It has always been the Konami code of up, up, down, down, left, right, L1, R1. Well, this one takes a different spin on it. There is the Konami code, but then there's like the reverse Konami code, which isn't reverse at all, which is up, up, down, down, left, right, R1, L1. So they just switched the shoulder buttons around. But doing this Konami code in the story mode, doing the actual Konami code gives you a maximum tension gauge, but only once. Like, it gives you a maximum tension gauge. Or I think it's only a level. Whichever. But it just kind of shoots it up there, and then it does its regular draw. If you do the reverse Konami code, it's not so much of a cheat code as it is just weird. If you punch it in, pretty much your tension gauge just disappears. Like, it's not a cheat code at all. Yay! Yes! I think I got that. Where am I? There's enemies still around here. I still have my radar on. Yeah, usually if the radar's still on, there's enemies, and I don't know, I hate the radar because it definitely doesn't help me figure out where the enemies are. Unless there's like one snooping around, but that never happens because they just go and wail on you anyway. And what is this, number 3? Hasn't even been 10 minutes in the stage yet, and I'm already 3 times. I have to get rid of that pod now. It's not necessarily our mission. Our mission is just pretty much get to the end of the stage and kill every enemy, like it is in every stage. But they still have the pods, but they don't make them integral to the mission. They're just wonderful barriers to waste our time. Hey, there we go. Some healing, finally. Let me see. Oh, this is gonna be perfect. How am I gonna break that? Death Blow is a great way to break it, but I don't have... Oh, there we go. Yeah, I didn't have any sort of tension cage.